Dude, I need to have a job where I just talk. Preferably a job that pays me something, you know? You don't have to pay me money. Just allow me to live, you know? Because we don't know what's going to happen with money in the near future. But that would be really cool if I could meet people that do stuff for me and I do stuff for them, you know? Quid pro quo. Because I know that I'm really good at giving advice. A lot of people told me I need to be some sort of motivational speaker, which is really weird to hear that considering how much I've struggled with depression and, you know, not being able to get out of bed. It's like, I've never had an issue with depression the way that so many people do. Like, they seem to think that this is a problem, but I look at it completely different. I don't think that depression is a bad thing. I think that depression is supposed to teach you. And once you figure that out and stop whining about it, you'll be able to get out of bed. Because you'll be motivated by the sheer fact that you've conquered that psychological barrier. You know, like the past several days at work, I've been so upset, but I've still continued to be there and do my job and put one foot in front of the other. And people that think, no, I have to be on a pill in order to do that, those people are pathetic. And I'm not going to feel guilty expressing this sentiment, because if you can't just accept the fact that life is fucking hard. I mean, I think about people that have really, really suffered major loss in their life. People that, like, I had this friend of mine who lost his leg in a moped accident. He had, I think, 9 separate surgeries on his leg. And he was lucky enough to get a prosthetic from his employer. He was such an outstanding employee at this little, it was a place where they took care of your pet when you were on vacation. It was like pet sitting or some shit. A kennel, essentially. It was a dog kennel. You just leave your pet there and they would take care of it when you were away. Well, he was such an outstanding employee that they offered to pay for his prosthetic, which is that's a pretty good deal considering how expensive those prosthetics are. Well, it was less than a month that he was walking on that prosthetic. Okay? And he was telling me about his phantom pains and how horrible they were, but, you know, he was never playing the victim about it. He was just telling me, like, look, this is real shit right here. But I met this guy in 12-step program. But it's like, the whole time that he was in the hospital getting these surgeries done, he was working on his clothing line. He was doing a rap album. You know, like, this guy was so determined. And that just kind of shows you, like, people that sit around and mope because they have psychological issues that they go through. It's like, but these people have been through the least amount of trauma, and these are the people that feel the need to be on all kinds of pills. Whereas somebody such as my friend, you know, who weaned himself off pain pills because he didn't want to get addicted to them, it's like somebody like that's had their leg amputated and been through phantom pains and all this shit, who within a month of using this prosthetic is out there walking. You know, it's just ridiculous that all these people, you know, they just love to play the victim about what minimal amount of trauma they experience on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, I just think back on you know, periods in my life when, like, I felt like my life was so hard, you know, and it really wasn't. Like, I was being really lame, you know, and I'm just thinking back on that, and it's like, if I had just had somebody tell me, you know, like my older self, tell me like, hey, this is a good thing for you. Like what you're experiencing right now, this is a good thing. This will force you to develop resilience. You know, I probably wouldn't have listened to that person. I probably would have thought that person was mean, you know? God, shut up, older self, you're a fucking bitch, you know? But it's like, there was this voice in my head, you know, when I was going through depression and really bad anxiety, there was this voice in my head that was like, don't take those pills. You know, those pills aren't good for you. So it's like I had to wrestle through a lot of turmoil, like emotional and psychological turmoil, in order to get to this point where I am now, where it's like, yeah, that shit just like bounces right off me. Like I don't feel anything anymore. Like I don't care. Like even if it's really difficult, like I'll go through it because it's worth it to get to the other side. And I just wish that I could give people that kind of knowledge that, you know, you don't have to feel sorry for yourself. Like just know that there's something better down the line. And you have to go through this really hard part to get to the easy part. And I shouldn't say easy, but a better part.